Today I'm going to show you how to take your audio from this to this. What's going on, folks? I'm Caleb Suggs, and today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to get some good audio for your videos. Disclaimer, this is not an in-depth be-all, end-all video. These are just a few tips mainly meant for smaller projects and YouTube videos shot with the bare minimum of gear and just a little bit of editing software. That being said, let's get right into it. Number 1, speech and articulation. Now, I'm not saying you have to speak the King's English every time you make a YouTube video. In fact, slang and other stuff might be part of what you do. But you need to make sure whatever you're saying that you're doing it clearly and you're articulating your words. You can have the best audio in the world, but if no one knows what you're saying, you might as well not have even recorded it. Number 2, if you're gonna get serious about this, you need a devoted mic. Some YouTubers use podcast mics, some people use boom mics over your head, some people use shotgun mics in their camera, some people use lavalier mics. It's whatever you got, whatever works best for you. Just know that if you're trying to get real with this stuff, then your camera or your phone mic isn't gonna cut it. I might even go as far as saying that if you have a camera, then your microphone ought to be your first investment. People nowadays are usually forgiving about okay lighting or a bad location, but they'll always catch on to bad audio. Either way, you're going to need a devoted mic if you want to get serious about making videos. Now, I know microphones can get a little bit on the expensive side depending on the brand, but I found this little lapel mic for like $12 on Amazon and it works pretty well for me. I'll send a link below. If you're just starting out, you don't need to go out of house and home to get a good mic. Just get what you can afford and work your way up from there. Number 3, mic placement. You can have the best mic in the world, but if it's not in the right position or close enough to you to pick up all your audio, it's not going to do much for you. Shotgun mics are always cool, but if you're sitting 8 feet away from your camera, they're not going to get what you want. Same thing goes for these lapel mics here. If they're not strapped to your chest or neck and pointed up towards you, they're not going to get the sound you want. Also, when you're doing your videos, make sure you're not hitting it or slapping it, or that your clothes or your hair are rubbing against it, or that's going to ruin all of your sound. Which brings me to my next tip. Number 4, test your audio before you start recording. That may sound like a no-brainer to you, but you wouldn't believe how many people will record an entire video and not realize their audio is trash until after the fact. It's as simple as doing a quick little testing, 1 2 1 2. Or if your audio recorder doesn't let you do that, just record a little bit on the spot, plug in your headphone jack after, and listen to the playback. Notice I said listen, by the way. A lot of people will just look on the levels of their camera or their audio recorder and see that it's around the green or around -10 or -12 dB, which is where you want to be, by the way. But sometimes your camera could be recording a lot of extra background noise or buzzes or hums or echoes or other technical difficulties, and you won't know that unless you listen in first. If possible, have someone listen to the entire sound recording as you are filming, just to make sure there's no technical snafus. Number 5, room tone. Room tone, or ambient sound or nat sound, is the natural sound of the environment in which you are recording. Now, of course, you always want to record in the quietest place possible, but sometimes you can't avoid the hum of an air conditioner or background conversation or just the air of the room. If you record the room tone before or after you speak, you may be able to eliminate all of that background noise in post-production. Or if you use jump cuts like I do, you can just lay a room tone track under the entire edit and those cuts sound a lot less noticeable. Just make sure you take some time before or after you speak to be completely silent and record that room tone for about 30 seconds to a minute. And that'll do it for my 5 tips to record good audio. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you later.